Hi, and welcome to a video where we'll review how to set up your listing for success with Beyond's pricing tool. Step 1. Setting your first base price. The base price is the starting point for our price fluctuations. We'll go above it during periods of high demand and below it during low demand. Think of it as a median price or a true value for your listing for the year. You can start to find this number by setting it to the average of the rate you would expect to get during the high season and the rate you would expect to get during the low season. Here in this example, this modern downtown loft stylish apartment in San Francisco, I know I get around $100 a night in the low season. And I know I get around $300 a night in the high season. So to start, I'm going to set my base price to $200. Next, we are going to set up the minimum price. Your minimum price is the lowest rate you'll be willing to accept for a night. This is completely up to you. We recommend setting it to as low as you feel comfortable. This doesn't mean our suggested pricing will ever reach that point. Rather, it allows for appropriate fluctuation in the daily rate given the demand in your market. So, in our example, let's jump over to the chart view. I'll go ahead and disable some of these graphs here. And let's leave the predicted price, base price, and min price enabled. So let's adjust the minimum price. So let's say let's set the base price to $150. I'm still just playing around here, but as I see here, I'm not sure if I want to stick with the $150 because I could see that I'm most likely not going to get any bookings during the slow times as we are flatlining here. That means the predicted price is not going as low as it possibly can to gain some occupancy. So we're calling that flatlining during the low season in the winter. So let's see. I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. Let's say I'm going to bring it down to 115. And I see that I'm starting to get a little more fluctuation, a little more less flatlining and a little more lower prices to see if I can pick up some occupancy. So I feel comfortable for 115. And we'll go with that. Next, adjust your customization as needed before you turn on pricing. Let's jump over to the Customize tab. The Customize tab gives you the ability to make some additional adjustments to pricing and settings for your listing. Options you see in this tab will vary from user to user, depending on whether you have a direct connection to Airbnb, Vrbo, Booking.com, or connected via a property management system. You can set your base price and min prices on the calendar and chart view, but also here under the Customize tab. You also are able to adjust and add maximum prices. However, we recommend leaving those maximum prices box blank. You might be surprised at the nightly rate you may achieve with your listing. Next, let's take a look at time-based adjustments. So time-based adjustments allows you to set last-minute discount percentages in order to increase the likelihood that you receive a booking in the immediate short term. Time-based adjustments will lower the nightly price down, but never go below your minimum price that you've set. So looking at the current setup here, this is what dynamic pricing initially, this is like a default setting. So we recommend jumping in here and taking a look at things. So I know that this is a new listing for me and I have no reviews. And so right out of the gate, I want to be a little more aggressive. So let's take a look. So you know something? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to say, within 3 days, if this listing is not booked, let's just drop the percent, the percent by 50%. So that may sound, though, a little aggressive, but you know something? What's protecting me here is that I know that that daily rate is never going to go below that 115, that minimum price. So yeah, so I feel good about that. So I'm going to come down here and hit save. So just scrolling back up. So once I have, a few, like a handful of those 5-star reviews, this is where I can come back, something. I'm looking good. I've gotten bookings. I'm starting to fill up the calendar. I'm going to dial this back a little bit. Let's just bring it back to 35%. So yeah, so time-based adjustments, a great tool here that can definitely help with protecting the future. Because again, we don't know what's happening 365 days from now, but it also gives you a better chance to get some of those bookings, especially in the short-term window, and especially if the calendar is sitting wide open. And remember, you got your minimums to protect you. So now that I have done all this, I've gotten my base price, I got the minimum price looking good. I've done I've checked for minimum prices here. I've skipped the maximum prices, and I've made some of my adjustments, my time-based adjustments. I've set those up as I like them. We are ready to start syncing this listing. And so all you have to do is come right up here and hit start pricing, and you're off to the races. And remember, this is not set it and forget it. Definitely come back in here, start taking a look at some of those metrics like the health score, is monitoring that performance of this listing. And as you move forward and you start seeing some of the data come back to you, you make your adjustments. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to Beyond Pricing Support by reaching out to us at to support@beyondpricing.com.